Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Uh, Today we will discuss some other dimensions of this population education. Dear students, in the previous lecture we talked about this population education. We talked about the aims and objectives and other aspects as well. Dear students, uh, today we will add some other dimensions of this population education. Dear students, this presentation is for class 12th. Uh, my dear students, in almost all countries of the world, there is an unprecedented population growth related to the limited source of the society. Because of death control, there is a rapid growth of population which seriously affects in countries' welfare, economy, and values. The common people wrongly believe that population education is meant only for the adults, not for the children. The problem of population growth is grim and need to be remedial quickly at the grassroots level. There is an urgent need of awareness about the consequences of higher population among the people. There are different factors. Because of that, we need to have the kind of uh, uh, accentuation of on this population education, because we need a quality of life. Uh, we had to use the natural resources. Uh, we had to control this population growth. We had the health issues. uh, there are different problems, food problems. So to solve these food problems, we need the population education. uh, we had to check the nourishment, well-rounded system of education, even I should say creation of healthy attitudes. uh, Dear students, impetus to family planning programs, this is very necessary. Equality of the conception of the equality of sexes. We had to balance the national wealth. There are different wrong beliefs prevailing in the societies. We had to control that. There, students, there are different components of this population. We had to understand that. Even I should say there should be the sort of restriction early and universal marriage. These kind of dimensions, we can control all these, and we will apply some practices on that. This is possible only once we had a population education. My dear students, there are different causes of this population growth. Like there is widening gap between birth and death rates. There are different better medical facilities and application. Even I should say the improvement in transport facilities helps people to reach the medical and health facilities. There are other social factors like child marriage, early marriage, their students lack and adoption of family planning measures, and illiteracy. These are the causes, and there are different consequences of population explosion. As you know, there is the uh, this abrupt growth of population uh, that leads to population explosion. Uh, there are different causes of this population explosion, like heavy pressure on land, food shortage, housing problems, unemployment, illiteracy, economic loss. uh, Rate of economic development has been affected. Law and order problems are there. Emergence of slums and overburden of resources. Lower standard of living. Population problems are there. This shrinking of natural resources. There are different suggestions to lower the population growth, like emphasis on family literacy, adoption of family planning measures, educating people through mass media, improvement in the quality of health and family welfare services, empowering women as decision makers, coordination between states and centers for the implementation of the population control policies. Dear students, there is one more aspect that I need to uh, present. That is this: the mass media has a sort of role, a kind of role uh, uh, that makes people aware uh, about the hazards of this population growth. There's mass media is a term used to denote a section of the media, specifically envisioned and designed to reach a very large audience, such as the population of a nation state. Uh, the communication audience has been viewed. by some uh, commentators as forming a mass society with special characteristics, notably atomization or lack of social connections, which render it especially susceptible uh, to the influence of modern mass media techniques such as advertising and propaganda. There's notice this media played an important role. You must be aware about that. Like newspapers are there. The newspaper is a written publication containing news, information, and advertising, usually printed on low cost paper called newsprint. Dear students, newspaper are the agents of motivation and this sanitization for the learners. They serve as current source of information. A matter covered about population in newspaper act as a source material. New concepts of various subjects are understood. Background studies on important local, national, and international problems related to population explosion. There is radio, one of the instrument, one of the spot of technology that has also played a role in the awareness of this population education. That is, with the help of radio's mobility, radio has the widest exposure compared with any other medium. Radio can reach consumers no matter where they are. Radio message reach instantly. There is no time lag and no waiting period. Radio is an effective medium because of the ability to target audience specifically. Their status internet facilities are there. As you know, the internet has a very important role mm, in flourishing the awareness about this population education. There are other medias. uh, TV is there, and other alternatives as well. Dear students, uh, this it is the sum of public mass distributors of news and entertainment across mediums such as newspapers, television, radios, broadcasting, which require union membership, large market such as newspaper guild and text publishers. That's why the concept of mass media is complicated in some internet media, as now individuals have a means of potential exposure on a scale comparable to what was previously restricted to select group of mass media producers. Let's notice these internet mass media can include television, personal web pages, etc. Let's notice this was all about the this population education in the previous lecture, and this lecture is sufficient to cover the dimensions that are there in the content of this chapter, that is this population education. Dear students, I am once again repeating that please try to pose the questions if you had any problem. If you face any kind of complication or any problem, you can very well call me. You can communicate me through WhatsApp, through the messages, even whatever kind of alternative you will found. Just try to inform me. I will just be available, inshallah. Thank you, my dear students. Thank you.